Hi, Master None here, and we are finally doing the final video in our how to brew wine from like a kit that you'd get from a brewing supply store. This has been a long time coming. That wine could have been bottled months ago, actually, so it's just been bulk aging in its carboy all this time, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm finally getting around to bottling that stuff up today, and we're gonna show you how to do that here. I've actually been working at this for a while now. This took a lot longer today than I thought, because I thought I had 3 full cases of empty bottles that were clean and upside down in the case, so not much could get in them, and you could just dip them in the sanitizer, rinse them, and put them out to dry. That wasn't the case. I had a case and about a half, so I had to seriously wash some bottles, which just took forever in there with hot soapy water and a bottle brush and stuff, getting them clean. So for future reference, just remember, when you're reusing bottles, to rinse them out well and dry them and store them upside down in a case. But that's all an aside. That's neither here nor there. And since we are brewing, bottling, we are drinking. We got some of that whiskey there, Devil's Cut. And that's going to help this process go a lot smoother. So here we have 30 bottles that have been sanitized, rinsed, and dried. Over on the right here, you see the drying racks that we use to dry them. I just thought I'd leave that as an example so you could see what those look like. And up on the table, I have our fermenter that I've just racked that carboy of wine that you last saw the wine in into the fermenter there, and it just recommends you do it, I think, just to get it off that last sediment from the clarifying process. So you can see it's just shy of 6 gallons there up to that rim. And I did that because you guys have seen me rack this wine a few times now. You don't need to see that again. Instead, what you're gonna see is me starting to fill up these bottles. Let's get to it. So you'll remember the bottler from possibly the first wine video, if not the beer video. Now, while we didn't bottle any beer, we had this out just to show you what it would look like if you were going to bottle. And in this case, something stuck to it. In this case, we are using this today. This has a pin valve in it, so when you push this to the bottom of the bottle, it releases the flow, and we've just got gravity filling our wine bottle right here. And you want to leave about 2 fingers between the bottom of the cork, or where the cork's going to end, and where your wine. To do that, I'm going to almost fill the bottle until its entirety, and then when I pull this out, I actually need a little more. When I pull this out, the level drops back down, displacement, and your bottle is full. And we're just going to repeat this process. And once you do a few, you get it down really well as to how high the wine should be in the neck for when you pull out the filler. So, of course, I'm not going to make you, or ask you, I should say, to watch me fill all of these bottles, because there should be over a case, somewhere between 20, or 2 cases, so somewhere between 24 and 30 bottles. I prepped 30 bottles, but I'm only expecting to have to use, I don't know, 26 or 28 of them, but just to be on the safe side, a batch does get you a little over 2 cases of wine. So I'm going to finish filling these bottles, and then we're going to show you how to cork them. About, what are we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bottles in, and I'm employing a little bit of child labor so I can take a break and drink some of this fine whiskey that I have tonight. So, this is our wine corker. You put a cork in right here. It's got two flanges that are going to grip onto our bottle as we squeeze in, like so. And as we depress this, this plunger is going to force the cork into the bottle. As you can see, if you've, whoops, that one already had a cork in it. If you've got them just lined up and you've got all your bottles filled, it doesn't take long at all. There's the last of it from the bucket. Alright, so this was what I couldn't suck out of the bucket with the racking cane, so not a lot left over at the bottom there. Not too shabby. Altogether, it was 29 full bottles, and the 30th bottle is not quite half full. So I'm not going to bother putting a cork in this. We're just going to finish this off. And that's it. I believe you're supposed to store these on their side for long-term storage, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to go Google it after this and make sure I'm right on that. Otherwise, we've got 29 bottles of wine from our little batch that's been going on for quite some time now. Longer than need be, actually, but I just didn't get around to this final video. This has been the Master of None wine bottling completion, enjoying the wine video. We'll do a shout out to Master of Sun for helping me fill the bottles. I was able to get about half of them corked while he was filling it, so a big high five to him. And we're going to catch you next time. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll see you next time.